am at the Veterans Branch of the Bank of Dudley, and Miss Shirley, Sherry, y'all are in the mortgage department, and Miss Shirley, you've been doing this quite a while, haven't you?
Quite a while. I've been in banking for some 50+ years.
Wow. And between the two here, we've got over 75 years of experience, and there's so much in a mortgage. Y'all make it easy, Sherry, on the customer, but in the background, there's so many documents and regulations and things that have to be done. But when a customer comes to you, tell us what happens.
Well, when a customer comes to me, whether it's by phone or if they just walk in, we basically sit down and just talk about what they're looking at doing, and whether it's a purchase or a refinance, and then we just go from there, and I basically just search out the product that they're looking for and what best fits their needs.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, make it easy on the consumer. And I know, Ms. Shirley, the customer has to bring certain documents a lot of time. You have to prove, things. But that's where your experience comes in, to be able to help people. How does it feel on a personal level when you help people purchase that new home, or sometimes a second home at the lake or whatever? But how does it make you feel to help them make their dreams come true?
It makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
And it's a big challenge in getting them worked out, but it makes me feel real good that we have placed them in their dream home or their second homes.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of changes in the banking, haven't you?
Oh, I sure have. I sure have.
How long have you been doing mortgages?
About 20 years.
Okay. And if someone wants a mortgage, they're watching now and they say, well, I don't know if I can afford this new home, or do you do consultations? Tell us, talk to someone maybe watching us right now.
Okay. We have your file, and we're going to pull a credit report first to see if your credit scores are acceptable, because just about everything we do now is by a number.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will pull the credit report, do the income docs, and everything looks good. We give an approval letter or go with the files.
Okay. And how long have you been in the banking business?
I've been in banking for a little over 32 years.
Okay. And what made you pick this career?
Well, it just worked out. I was 17 when I started, and that was just knew somebody in banking and started it and loved it, and I've done, been in every position you can think of. So.
And I'm sure you've gained a lot of friendships in those years.
I have, definitely.
And tell me, like I asked Miss Shirley, on a personal level, how does it make you feel when you help people accomplish those dreams?
Well, it makes me feel great because, for one thing, I like to know that they're getting the service that I would want, mm-hmm. and that I would want my kids to have. And so that's kind of the way I look at it and the way I treat them, especially the younger couples. They come in, and I basically just hold their hand through the whole process.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, we've got branches in Jeffersonville and Dudley and over in East Dublin and downtown. So there's a Bank of Dudley close to you, there's no doubt. But if someone walks in East Dublin this afternoon wanting a mortgage, do you take it from there? Tell us, what happens there.
The officer in each branch will take the application and collect the documents and send it to us to get worked out for a mortgage.
Okay. And 50-something years ago, what made you get into banking?
Well.
That'd take another show.
Take another show. But I've enjoyed my banking career. It's been good to me, and I enjoy working with people, and it's just been great.
Mm-hmm. And what all jobs have you had in those 50 years?
I've just about had all jobs. I was officer in a consumer loan officer at a previous bank. And then I started mortgage lending in 1997. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you told me that you moved here.
I did.
And where did you come from?
I came from a bank up in Gainesville, Georgia, the north end.
Okay.
Actually, the reason I'm here is my daughter lives in a little town, Soperton here.
Yeah.
And she has a 4-month-old.
Wow.
And this opportunity came up to come to Dublin, and I took it, and so now this is my home.
We'll do anything for Grandyoung as well.
Yes, we will. Definitely.
We all agree on that, don't we, Miss
Yes, yes.
Tell me about your family.
Well, I was raised in Lawrence County. I've very seldom ever gone out of it. I have I have two stepdaughters. I had two stepdaughters and one daughter. Willie and I have 5 grandchildren between his 2 daughters, and we live out in the Dexter area. Been there for about 45 years.
Okay. And what all areas, and we mentioned Soperton, and people are watching us in Wrightsville and Montrose and Eastman, but I know you serve those areas, but how far out have you reached? What's the furthest you've?
We go all over the state of Georgia and in some states.
Wow. Okay.
Some other states.
Okay. So it's no matter what we need, people watching us right now, if they're buying a home in Gainesville, Georgia,
Yes.
you can help them up at Lake Lanier or something like
Yes,
that, can't you?
absolutely. Even Blue Ridge.
Okay. And you got a grandchild and your daughter here.
Yes.
Tell me about the rest of your family.
Well, I've been married for 32 years to my high school sweetheart, John Adderholt. I have a son that still lives in Gainesville. He is married and has 2 children, a 3.5-year-old little boy and a 5-month-old little boy.
Wow.
So I have 3 grandsons.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm loving it.
Yes.
But that's my family, is from there. I'm a native there. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, life is great with them grandkids.
Life
aren't they?
is
I'm
wonderful.
telling you,
Love it.
There's
Love
nothing
it.
like it. I mean,
Nothing.
anybody watching us now, I see you smiling out there right now. Those of you with grandkids, and my parents tell me that it's even better with great grandkids. So.
Oh goodness.
But well, you're sitting here right now, excluding me. Over 75 years of experience, so we can, Sherry or Miss Shirley can solve any problem. There's nothing that they can't solve here, and just come by. I mean, they're here at the Veterans Boulevard office, and just a beautiful bank here, and walk in, just ask for one of them, nice receptionist up front, but just come in and talk to them. Don't cost a thing. Fill out, like Miss Shirley said, just fill out some preliminary things, get a credit report run, just basic things that you need. And Miss Shirley, you can pre-qualify them for, once you get all that together, you can say, well, we could finance a $70,000 home or a $100,000 home, so they don't go out and get excited about a home and not be able to buy it.
That's right.
Okay, well, the number's on the screen. You can call 277-1500 here at Bank of Dudley. And like I said, ask for Miss Shirley, ask for Sherry. Over 75 years, y'all, you don't know how important that is to have that kind of experience in the mortgage business. But Bank of Dudley can handle your mortgages. Y'all stay with us. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back right after this. We're here today at Bank of Dudley to discuss business loans. So many businesses and industries trust the Bank of Dudley for a variety of financing alternatives to suit your specific needs, from short-term loans to help with cash flow, loans to purchase equipment or facilities. At Bank of Dudley, we have commercial mortgage loans, capital improvement loans for construction or renovation. We can help with your business vehicle loans or for a small business line of credit. In other words, Bank of Dudley has your business covered. No matter what it is, you can trust the lenders at the Bank of Dudley with 5 convenient locations: East Dublin, downtown Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, Dudley, and Jeffersonville. The Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. I have with me now the top 2 dogs here at Veterans Boulevard, Erica Bell and Kevin O'Neill. Erica, you are the new branch manager here, and I remember the day when Kim Kennedy told me about the changes here at the bank, and seeing you, I was excited about it, and I know you are. And tell me how it is these first few months, I guess, in this job.
Well, it's very interesting, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I really do. It's been an easy transition. I mean, I know, of course, we have a new staff, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's been great.
What's the most fun about your job?
The different personalities that we have, knowing our customers, and just getting to know the new people that we have.
Yep. And Kevin, we've had a few conversations about
sir.
different things as I've come in, and you always have a great attitude, so I know you love banking.
Love it.
What got you into banking?
Honestly, I kind of got into banking by luck. My wife took a job here. I had to find a job. I fell into banking, and I think I was honestly meant to be a banker.
Right. Well, it looks like it as
Yes,
I
sir.
watch you with customers, but so your wife put you to work here is what
She
you say.
put me to work.
Okay.
She sure did.
Tell me about your family.
Family, I have a wife. She's a physical therapist. She's from here, born and raised, and I have a 2.5-year-old little boy named Parker who takes up all my time, but there's nothing I'd rather do.
Good. Well, he's the first of many. Is that?
First of probably the only one. I like my sleep.
Yeah.
But he is my first, and if another one comes, it'd be a blessing too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing like raising a family, and Erica, that's the good thing about in the banking business is the families that come in, and you help them accomplish those goals. You help them to get new cars or go on vacations, or we just talked to Sherry and Miss Shirley about mortgages, getting that first home, but that's got to feel good, don't it?
It does. It feels great, especially when they have kids and we can open up the savings accounts for them and give them the little piggy banks for them. So, yeah, it's great.
And I like that. That's a great lesson to start teaching your children is to save money instead of getting that birthday money and spending it all on a game at wherever.
Right.
But you're never too early to learn how to save money. So that is a good lesson. And we just want to remind you parents out there, get them started early. And you heard Erica, Bank of Dudley will make it easy for you. And I know my dad taking us at an early age and that little passbook.
Yes.
That we had, and I'm sure a lot of things have changed since then, but 50 whatever years ago, but having that passbook and seeing that balance in there and knowing that was your money, and that's got to be fun right there. But what all kind of loans do you do?
I do consumer loans, personal loans, so any type of loan that you really need, but mostly on the consumer side.
Okay. And Kevin, you're a lender,
Yes, sir.
assistant branch manager.
That's right.
Talk about, I know homes and cars, but you can get creative on lending. If people need money, they can come to Bank of Dudley.
That's right. We always offer the personal, small personal business, cars, boats, anything, air conditioning fix, come see us. Pretty much anything you need.
And this time of the year, hey, an air conditioner goes out or a heat pump. I mean, you're talking about quite a few $1,000.
That's right.
And the average person, it's just hard to put that kind of money out. So,
That's right.
Well, that's good to know. So any kind of loan, if you think you need money and you think you have to go to a small finance company or something, come to actually a bank and at least you can tell them right up front, hey, I can help you. 36 months.
That's
you
right.
pay so much a month, and we've talked about today vacations. You want to take your kids to wherever, Hawaii or whatever. It's a lot easier to make some small payments for the next 12 months than it is to dish out all that money.
That's right.
And make those kids happy like Parker, right?
That's right.
I'd like to invite all my family and friends to the Bank of Dudley.
Okay, Erica, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I didn't ask you, but I asked Erica,
Sure.
What's the most fun part of your day working here at the bank?
Most fun's honestly being around my colleagues and then meeting new people.
Okay. Kevin O'Neill, Erica Bell, come in and see them here at the Bank of Dudley on Veterans Boulevard. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. At Bank of Dudley, we want to help with all your lending needs. Whether you're thinking of buying a new car, remodeling your home, or just want to go on vacation, let one of the many lenders at a Bank of Dudley branch near you help realize your dreams. Bank of Dudley, we're big enough to offer the great services you need, but small enough to make sure you can talk to someone you trust. Bank of Dudley with 5 convenient locations: East Dublin, downtown Dublin, and Veterans Boulevard, Dudley, and Jeffersonville. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Welcome back, everybody. I have with me Carol White. We are in Dudley, Georgia.
Yes,
How about that?
it's a great place to be.
That's right. And where it all started.
Yes, this is the original building
Yep.
from 1905.
Absolutely. And you can do banking business. I was talking off camera to Nicole and them, but a customer a while ago was talking about the bank in Dudley and her checks coming out of Dublin. But y'all do everything here.
Yes, we're a full service
Yeah.
operation.
So loaning money, making
Yes.
deposits,
Yes.
passing out money.
Yes, we do that as well. We like for you to have some for us to give you first. though.
That's right. That's important.
Yes.
That is important. What's the most fun about your job?
Meeting the public. We have great customers here in Dudley. We know everybody, and everybody knows us. You don't have to worry about who they are or what's going on. We just have great customers here in our Dudley office.
And that's such a benefit to the customer because they don't have to call an 800 number and hit 2 and then 3 and go through all this. They call and talk to one of y'all, and you solve their problem.
Yes, we know their voices. We know a lot of their account numbers. We know what they like to do, and is it, hey, this is so and so. We know exactly what they want us to do for them.
And how long have you been with Bank of Dudley?
28 years.
Okay. And what originally prompted you to get in the banking business?
Well, I had worked at a bank before, and I knew I needed a job. I had a new baby and needed a job, and they were gracious enough to give me a job, and I've been here ever since.
Well, that's wonderful. And to be in such a historical thing, the Bank of Dudley being well over 100 years old,
Yes,
and it's starting right here on this property, is just a lot of history here.
there is. When I came to work here, I was only one other was younger than I am, and that was pretty cool to be one of the youngest ones. And now that I'm one of the oldest ones, it's, oh, okay, that's all right though.
And y'all have the county covered because from East Dublin all the way through town and to Dudley, so I'm sure you have customers from down around Dodge County and up in
Yes.
Twiggs County and around, so and you could lend to anybody. All they got to do is come in and vacation or boats or four-wheelers or
Yes.
whatever. Just come in and get the credit app done and get the paperwork started, and you give
Yes.
them a check.
It works just about that
Yeah.
simple too.
Yeah.
It really does.
And by you knowing people, it cuts out a lot of that other stuff, being able to sit down
Right.
as friends
Right.
more than them being and watching y'all and being. I've come in the bank over the years and we've filmed stuff like this, but I can always tell that customer is more than a customer.
Yes. Well, they're our friends, they're our neighbors, and our families. Rules and regulations have changed a lot in the last few years, so we do have to do a lot of identification, even though we know you. We know everything but your hat size. But we still have to ask for ID, but it's just easier when you know
That's right.
everybody. We just know our customers, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
And I've touched on this today already during this show, but we want the customers to know, the consumer, that it's not y'all's rules that you have to go by a lot of the time.
Right.
It's the regulations of the federal government.
Yes.
And the FDIC, there's something that goes with that. It's not just
Yes.
a slogan you put on a bank. So we want customers to know sometimes when we ask for that ID, when you already know them, there's reasons for that in there.
There is. And it can be frustrating to some degree, but unfortunately that's what the rules are. We're also trying to make sure that we protect your money. We don't ever want to give your money to someone we're not supposed
Yeah,
to. So
yeah.
we do have to follow the rules though.
And during this time of so much fraud,
yes.
and people using phony money, a lot of this movie money is going
Yes,
around that is hurting the businesses
It does.
because they're getting stuck with this.
Yes.
So by getting your money from a bank, it really reduces the risk of me having a $100 bill or $20 bill that's a bad bill, instead of going to some check cashing place or whatever. Just get an
Right.
account at Bank of Dudley,
That's right.
and you can get your check cashed anytime you want.
Right. And let us help you look after your money.
Boy, hey, and I need all the help I can get.
I do too.
So that's why I depend on the bank. But during a typical day, what kind of loans do you do?
Well, here in our office, we do mostly consumer loans. We do have a few business and few real estate loans, but mostly I deal in consumer loans. Did a tractor a couple of weeks ago, doing a piece of equipment tomorrow, but just good consumer loans. Everybody needs to buy a car. They want to go on vacation,
Yeah.
or the new zero-turn mowers. Everybody wants one of those.
Man.
So we do a lot of those.
That would be nice.
Yes. Well, for the right price and the right signature, we'll get you all
That's
fixed
right.
up.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
Yeah.
kind of banking you want to do business with. So tell me, being a smaller bank up here, watching y'all, the girls, and y'all, the camaraderie, you gotta have fun doing your job,
Yes,
or you
we
drive
do.
each other crazy, wouldn't you?
We do. We joke and cut up with one another, but we have a really good time. We're able to work together and figure out each other, and we can tell when one needs help with a customer, or we're not quite sure about something. We can go ask each other. We work really good together.
Yeah, I can tell. And tell me about the girls you have here in the office.
Well, I have Nicole Johnson, Nicole is fairly new to the bank. She's only been with us about a year and a half. She came to our office about 6 weeks ago from our office in Jeffersonville. She is primarily responsible for our drive-in teller work, but she's also our customer service rep. She's very, very sweet, loves to enjoy and get to know our customers. She's been very great to introduce herself and works really well with our customers. And they're getting used to her and getting to know her.
Yep.
Our other teller is Stephanie Duskin. Stephanie is our head teller, and she came to the Dudley office from my office at Veterans. She's been with us between 2 and 3 years, was new to banking, but has fell right in for it. And she's learning our customers, and they're learning her. She gets everything done and balanced, and we get out on time, and
Man.
that's wonderful.
She is good, isn't she?
She's great, yes.
But
so we're doing really good here.
You are. You do have a great staff,
Yes,
though.
we do.
There's no doubt. Okay, Carol, thank you for talking with me
Well,
today.
thanks, James. I appreciate you coming.
And you always give me the time when I come in, even if you're busy. You make time for me, and I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
I appreciate that. Customer service is the most important thing. We have a rule that you need to speak to everyone. Everyone needs to be acknowledged when they get here. We want you to enjoy coming to the bank and being welcomed and enjoy your experience with us.
Well, when you retire from banking, you need to teach customer service to some of these other people that you don't always get it. But Bank of
Right.
Dudley, no matter what branch you walk in, there's always a smiling face there
Well,
and
that's
somebody
great.
to help you.
That's
So,
great to hear. So retirement, I'll check with you in a few years.
yeah, I asked Miss Shirley a while ago. I said, "When are you going to retire?" And she loves the mortgage business here at
Yes.
Bank of Dudley. Y'all watched her just a few minutes ago, and it's so good because mortgages is there is a lot of regulations
Yes,
there and a
very
lot of
lenient.
things that you gotta dot them I's and cross them T's on every form. So, but so many good employees, and we just want to remind you we're here at Bank of Dudley, right here, the original Bank of Dudley in downtown Dudley.
Yes.
And so easy to get to right here at the railroad tracks. If you don't believe me, you can ask Nicole. Listen to the cars as they cross the railroad tracks there. But Carol, thank you again.
Thanks, James. We appreciate you being with us.
Absolutely. And y'all stay with us. We got more to come right after this. At Bank of Dudley, we understand that buying a new home is a time of many decisions, and we're here to help and answer all of your questions that might arise during the mortgage loan process. Our mortgage professionals, Shirley Clements and Sherry Adderhall, have over 75 years of combined mortgage experience, backed by a bank that has served this community since 1905. Call or come by and visit with Sherry or Shirley at our Veterans Boulevard branch, or go online at bankofdudley.com and get started today. Bank of Dudley, creating a custom mortgage experience with competitive rates and terms is what service is all about. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Welcome back, everybody. I have with me now Cliff Cruz. And Cliff, we're actually in the Jeffersonville branch here of Bank of Dudley. And as we started this show, I started at the top of the show with Sam, and we were talking about how y'all are spread out from one end of Lawrence County all the way to this end of Twiggs County. But the bank has grown quite a bit in the past 44 years you've been with the Bank of Dudley, hasn't it?
It has changed drastically a lot because when I started, we were just one office and I don't know, maybe 10, 12 employees at the time.
Yeah, that is quite a growth. What's one of the biggest changes you've seen since you started in the banking?
Biggest change is regulations. Government regulations. That's a headache for everybody in the industry. Most people in business, regulations.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest change. The computer age has brought. It's been a tremendous help. We can deliver a lot more services, do a lot more work, and provide it in a more timely manner than ever due to the computer age.
I never thought I would see growing up. We'd have typing class and we'd type on them old typewriters, never knowing that we would come to this computer age. And I watched you in the office a little while ago. We type on them keyboards every day, don't we?
Don't think anything about it.
No.
But quick story on that. 1969 in typing class, Dudley High School. And teacher we were not focused where we should have been, I'll say that nicely. But anyway, she got on to us And I told her, I said, Miss Goggins, I'm not going to need a typewriter. I'm going to have 2 secretaries when I get out and get in business. And she said, well, you better pay attention because you're going to have a keyboard on your desk, and if you can't use it, you're going to be lost.
Wow.
And that was 1969, so that teacher was way ahead of her time and knew what she was talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're here at the Jeffersonville branch, and I want to talk about lending. That's one of the things changed through the years is getting into all kind of lending.
That's right.
And we were talking off camera a minute ago about Miss Shirley Clements and her and Sherry in that mortgage department. You know, you got over 75 years of experience just in that mortgage department.
Right.
So I know Bank of Dudley, you do a lot of mortgage loans, and you seem to be getting them done in a timely manner. It's not something drags out 3 or 4 months. Sam had mentioned to me a lot of them you're getting closed in less than 30 days.
Right, right. Mortgage required of us more documentation from the customer, that sort of thing, but still the same old-fashioned customer service, getting the job done is what it takes. You know, technology change, things change, people
That's
don't
right.
change, customer service doesn't change.
Amen. You mentioned starting with 10 or 12 employees. You got probably 6 or 7 times that now. So when you walk in a Bank of Dudley branch, those friendly smiles, it's like a family, you know, and that seems, as I've interviewed the different lenders, that's one common denominator is how they feel like they're part of a family.
Right, and it is, you know, they're our customers, but they're our family, you know. We, when they hurt, we hurt. When there's somebody passes in the family, you know, we're there, at the funeral, at the funeral home visitation, that sort of thing. You know, it's important to us. I had a man come see me a year or 2 ago, brought his 3 sons, little boys like doorsteps, and drove across from another county and passed by 2 of our branches, come see me to open a savings account for those little boys. And that made the 4th generation of that family that I've banked.
Wow. How does that make you feel on a personal level when you see those generations coming
Oh,
in?
it's great. It's the relationship. It's all about relationship.
And I know you're very involved in the community. You always have been, Cliff. And that's one thing I noticed, not only about Bank of Dudley, but our community banks. I know y'all get along great. The banks work together in Lawrence County especially. But I see these employees coaching ball, and I see them at the pancake suppers and building Habitat for Humanity homes and with the volunteer fire department, stuff like that. But I know you've been involved a lot. Share with our viewers some of the things you've been involved with through the years.
Well, you know, I say I've been treasurer of everything from the Cub Scouts to the Baptist Church. You know, I've done that. But of course, real active in our church. Boys and Girls Club is my big thing right now. I've also served on Salvation Army Board, Downtown Development Authority Board.
Served as a county commissioner.
A brief time, 10 months. Served out a term of Mr. Fuqua passed away and served out his 10-month term. That was a great experience. Really enjoyed doing that, and that was good. But, you know, was a volunteer firefighter for 35, 36 years. You know, church takes up a lot of time right now with different things, but teach a Sunday school class, work with Awana kids on Wednesday nights. On the building committee, hopefully we're finished, and hopefully I'm going to retire from that. You know, but a couple other committees at church, so, you know.
How do you balance through the years raising a family, having children, and working, being involved in the community? How do you balance that and raise a family at the same time?
It's not easy. You just try to do the best you can. Sometimes you're gonna miss something, but very little. You know, our kids played ball, rec league, high school, things like that, and very, very few times I missed one of their games. But you know, it does happen sometime. But you know, you just have to make adjustments and figure it out, and be thinking ahead. Don't wait till the day everything's happening to try to, you know.
Not only have you've seen a lot of growth in the Bank of Dudley, but a lot of growth in our community. How does it make you feel on a personal level to live in a community that works together and pulls together for the betterment of all our citizens?
It's a great feeling. We don't always agree, but so many times, you won't ever know that we disagreed, and go on for the greater cause of, what needs to be done.
Well, it's okay to disagree. Let's just don't be disagreeable, right?
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
it's healthy to disagree. What would you say to someone watching us today that maybe starting a family and needs to purchase a house, or want to start out, needs a new vehicle, or maybe a business that needs help in growing their business? Why should they come to Bank of Dudley?
Well, come see us. We're going to take the time to listen to you, try to understand what you're doing, try to make some suggestions, try to figure out a way to make it work for the bank and the customer, because we do have things regulations we have to meet, and that sort of thing. We have to justify the loan. We don't want to get you in trouble. I could loan you money in something, or help get you into something that you couldn't pay for. Right. So it's our job to make a good decision, give good free advice, and like I said, we'll take the time to listen, try to understand what's going on with you.
What's the most fun part of your job?
Probably financing a home for a young couple.
Okay. Well, Cliff, we are closing this show out. We've talked to a lot of your lenders, and as I think back, putting this show together, literally hundreds of years of experience when you add all that up.
Right.
And of course, your 44 years bumps that number on up there. But a lot of experience with Bank of Dudley. Some only been with the bank a short time. Some been with the bank for a long time. But every single one of them, you saw the energy, the smile on their face, the wanting to help the customer, no matter what length of time they've been here. So I know y'all put a lot into hiring and trying to hire the right person and put them in the right place, don't you?
That's right. That's right. And we're, the old saying, we're only as strong as our weakest link, but we've got great employees that really have a genuine interest in giving good customer service and taking care of the customer, and going over and beyond the call to take care of those customers.
Okay.
That's what makes the difference.
Well, I really appreciate
Thank
you sitting
you, John.
down and talking to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Cliff. And we really appreciate you joining us today, and I hope you've learned a lot about the Bank of Dudley. The bank is a true community bank here in Lawrence and Twiggs County, and we thank you so much for joining us today.